Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. And welcome back, Bluey.
Back again.
Coming back for more?
Back for more.
Back for more.
More punishment.
Well, but today's episode, it might not be too much of a punishment.
Pray tell.
Pray tell. A little different. You know, we've been discussing a lot about, in particular, relationships, how people don't seem to keep getting it right. You know, and it's so
the
important.
divorce rates are going up.
And the most important thing is basically to get the right partner in the first place. As I say, prevention is always better than cure.
Well, apparently there's an old adage, isn't there? A pinch of or something like that.
And, oh yes, in amongst celebrity news, have you heard James Packer has gotten engaged again? Just gotten engaged to Kylie Lim.
No, I haven't checked the mailbox yet. I have to see if I got an invite or not.
Well,
no, I didn't know actually.
Well,
Good on you, James.
James, it's his fifth engagement.
Fifth?
And
Well, you might be getting good at it now.
Yeah, though if he goes through with it, if it makes it to the altar, then it'll be his third marriage.
All right.
Okay, so
fifth engagement, third marriage.
Third marriage, yes, because the other two engagements that did not make it to the altar was Kate Fisher.
Okay.
Back then in the 90s.
I remember.
Yeah, her. She was hot back then, eh? And
Bet she doesn't look the same now.
no. And Mariah Carey, if you remember that.
Yeah.
I think
she
was,
went a bit nuts, didn't she?
That was a silly
Didn't she go a bit nuts?
relationship.
She did something. She went out in the nude or something. What was that?
I don't know. Well, she had to sue. He had to pay her like, she sued him for about $50 million
No.
settlement for the broken engagement. Well, she got a $10 million diamond ring, engagement ring. First, her assistant went with him to shop for the ring. Her assistant, and the $50 million was saying, because she had to relocate to be him, so she lost out on a couple of business opportunities and so forth. And that was her basis of her claim for $50 million.
Is that right?
I'm not sure if it was $50 million that he actually paid, but there was some sort of settlement. I'm not sure the sum though.
Well, I'm wondering if he's got a prenup now.
Apparently with this Kylie, she's a former model and socialite, current socialite, Canadian, and they dated for about 3 years before.
Is that right?
Yeah, then they stopped for a few years, and in between, he went with Mariah, and then now they're back together again. So I think virtually every woman that he's been with has been a model besides Mariah, but that's different.
Billionaires usually seem to attract top models.
Just model, but then it's up to them though. They get them very easily, but then they choose those. I mean, everyone would be attracted to them. Like I said, lots of women, but they go for the models, don't they? And so this is the bane of it is he's picking based on appearances. A lot.
Well,
What's
you don't
shiny?
know. You don't know if it's just shiny. You don't.
But then
Sometimes
it's
maybe they're
started as
looking
shiny.
and they're really smart and they've got their crap together.
They're really smart in terms of how they present themselves to him. That would make him fall for them.
Yeah,
because
that's
a lot
probably
of
a good point.
Yeah, because like I say, his marriages have not lasted. So like I keep saying, whoever has the greater incentive for the relationship, that wants the relationship to work more, is the one that puts in more effort to try to make it happen. Yeah? And it's usually the woman. And women are more flexible and more adaptable. So she'll know and she can figure out what it is that would hook him and present that. And the greater the incentive is, the bigger the fish, so to speak, the longer...
Well, she puts her work in.
Yeah, more work in.
Prior prepares.
The longer she would keep it going, that illusion, that mask, until I guess... but you know what? You can never be happy unless you're being yourself, and, being something that you're not, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Beyond all things, be truthful to thyself.
Yeah, but not if there is a big paycheck at the end. And so, yeah, and then the master drops off. No, I'm not accusing his ex-wife, Erica Kirk, but from the face of it, that's what it looks like.
Man.
Because
she was merchandising.
Yeah, look,
Merchandising.
lived together with him 10 years. And then after marriage, 3 children in quick succession, and then divorced after 6. She probably thought, yeah, once the ring was on, it's kind of like, okay. And that was an effort. Now I can drop the act. Now I can stop doing it. That was exhausting.
Yeah.
You're probably a mental thing.
And then
And
then when that act drops,
yeah.
and then the person who married the one suddenly realizes
hang on,
that
she
it's
just
like,
changed.
what happened?
She just
Oh, I
changed.
heard all these stories about people changing after they get married.
And it's true. Well, she didn't change, but she went back to being herself. That's the thing. She changed in the beginning to make you fall for her. Schemers. And this is, and like I was saying, look, I don't begrudge people wanting to marry rich because everyone wants to have an easy life.
Yeah, you don't have to work.
You don't have to work. It's just the same reason why so many people want to hang around wealthy people to try to have some benefit, maybe to improve their lives. It's the same thing.
Network alliances.
Yeah, but does not mean it's right, though, to use that to entrap someone.
No.
Or lie to someone.
Well, of course not.
Okay, that is what I have a beef with.
Yeah.
All right. Not so much the desire, but you know,
the scheming behind it.
The scheming behind it is the issue.
Yeah, and what's the impulse towards that? And if that's that's very serious. If you're going to be around that kind of person, you've got to really watch everything that you do.
Yeah, and so this is why, you know. So how do people tell, you know, really what the real person is?
Well, sometimes we could be blinded by the light, as the old adage again, and we might not see things what they truly are.
So this is why what today's subject is going to be about, dealing with this issue.
Very interesting.
Yes, there is a solution. I tell our listeners there is a solution. And today's topic is why Taoist astrology is the best tool for matching couples.
Taoist astrology is the best tool for matching couples.
Like I say, get it right in the first from the beginning. Look, the thing is, the problem isn't that people can't find partners. It's that they don't know who they actually need. That's the initial problem.
Well, just what you mentioned before is like what you are getting. You don't know until what you're getting is right until the contract's signed.
Contract signed
and the deal is done.
And then
it's like, I can let go of all this stuff now.
Oh, okay, now I can relax, kind of thing.
Yeah. Now you've got the ugly bitch coming out. The ugly psyche's coming out to play.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they drop a couple of kids out, and then they know they got you forever.
Yeah, and then they can drop all the act.
Yeah, then you work for them. then it's you're working for them after that. They control you, everything.
Yeah. Look, most people know what they want in a partner, yeah? But they don't know what they actually need. Because, look, you hear people say all the time, might say, they want someone tall, attractive, successful, exciting, charismatic. Yeah? And that I guess if you ask a lot of people, that's also what they'll say, particularly women. This is more of something that women are after. Of course, add dollars on top of that as well. But it comes with being successful though. You know, but those qualities don't necessarily create a stable marriage. You know, so tonight's key idea is the biggest mistake in modern dating is choosing based on attraction instead of compatibility. Yes. So, you know what? The big question is, can we actually determine compatibility more accurately?
No, we cannot.
No?
Well, yes, maybe we can.
Maybe we can. Yeah. Look, why does it matter? Why does this topic matter? It makes it a big deal because look, modern the modern dating problems are people choosing based on attraction.
Okay.
Yeah, we can all agree with that. Dating apps are based on photos and superficial profiles. Yeah. There's endless choice there. It presents an endless choice, but little compatibility. And
Lots of choices, little
compatibility. Yeah, compatible. And high relationship failure rates. I mean, just look at our divorce rates. Astronomical.
And you know what else? It's like, and I think that society now, in regards to a relationship, has certainly shifted, and but much more difficult because of the distractions. You see, we're no longer distracted in each other. Now we're distracted by screens and videos and TikToks and Facebooks and, you know, all manners of things. Social medias. Certainly the goalposts have shifted, yeah? So, okay, what's next?
And even, you know, even traditional matchmakers struggle with this. You know, you think you're going to a professional and they might know something and they'll be able to do it right. You know? However, there's an issue there because, again, they must follow the client's preferences. Okay, and that's
they follow the client's preferences.
Yeah, they have to do what the client wants.
So what, you go in with a notebook and they say, okay, write down all what the things that you want.
Yeah, well, the client is the one paying the money, so the right to determine, no, I want this type of person.
I want like a Latin America. I want somebody that's this high.
Or whatever, you know it must be
they've got to have a certain level of education.
A level of education, this age, or for the women, I guess they've got to earn this much money. And look, but the problem is clients themselves don't understand what they need. So, and you know, it's just like, look, to me, the matchmaker is like the waitress.
The waitress?
Yes, you go to a restaurant. Okay, the waitress would ask, okay, what do you want? Okay, and would have to ask them what do you want, and the client would order.
Can I take your order?
And the waitress then has to go find it.
The matchmaker
bring it.
Brings your order. Brings your order.
What you want. So it can't.
I'll have the medium rare, thanks.
You know,
it's like
the client, you know, waitress might gently kind of say, maybe, you know, we've got this on special today's special.
So can you return them if you're not completely satisfied?
Well, not after you've eaten it. But then you're saying,
I got food poisoning.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, my point is, yeah, like the matchmaker, like the waitress, has to follow the client's preferences and what the client orders. Orders
so
what they want.
You can't go in and order fish and chips and end up with a steak sandwich.
You know, the client would be very unhappy. You know, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know. So therein lies the issue, because if people don't know what they need, how can they choose correctly?
How indeed?
Yeah. You know, big problem is a want versus need.
Want versus need.
But I think on that, what we'll do, we'll go to a quick break. But first, we've got to choose the marriage partner. So, needs versus wants. You know, that is the problem at the moment in the root cause of divorces, relationship issues, everything goes wrong in the relationship because it's related to incompatibility. Either big ones or small ones. It's incompatibility.
Yeah.
And the reason why is people don't choose correctly, because people choose based on attraction. They say we've got to have some chemistry. You know.
That's if they do get to make a choice. Choice.
What do you mean?
A lot of people don't get to make many choices.
They don't get many opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
A lot of lonely hearts out there.
A lot of lonely hearts out there.
And they'd rather be with a nut job than to be by themselves and lonely.
I know, it's a very sad situation. Sad, yeah. And, you know, and
people get abused in these situations.
They do.
Because they would rather hang on than, you know.
Yeah, but unfortunately, so a lot of them go on to online dating, which I'm going to address later, but there's issues with that. And yeah, and you know what? I'm going to drop a little thing.
I'll drop a little. No, is that what
Drop a
the smell was before?
Ha ha. Drop a little hint. Okay, I'll be I'm going to have solutions for that sometime down the track. So stay tuned.
A solution.
Stay tuned. Look, people choose based on attraction, fantasy, yeah?
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Oh, this is a bit too early in the day, isn't it? This show?
Like social conditioning. You know what people hear, what other people say, and then kind of like the proverbial tall, dark, and handsome guy. So they parrot the same thing. And for the man is, you need a strong, independent woman. So that's what men think
32,
they need.
What's the sizes?
Or the ego, they're kind of saying, I deserve someone of this standard kind of thing. And also cultural expectations as well. Yeah, it's like, no, you need someone like this, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some cultures, expect you to be married by a certain age, and also what type of person.
And then there were some people, they've even
boxes.
got them set out since they're 3 years old.
You mean betrothed?
The woman's crying, like she's got to marry this person that she's never even met before, and it's like,
she's betrothed to them since 3, hey?
Yeah.
Probably the families know each other. Well, families would have known each other with friends or something and arranged it. But it doesn't mean, if you're only 3, you can't even see the personality yet. It's one thing for parents being matchmaking, but that's with grown children. Then they know their child's personality and all that sort of thing. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But no, when it's 3-year-old, you don't know what it'll be like.
Yeah. And the arranged marriages, like, there's an argument that they're the ones that work.
If it was done as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, denying that free choice and that free will.
No, not necessarily.
Wouldn't it create a resentment?
Resentment, well, until it actually turns out good. Then, okay.
Yeah, but isn't that a bit like the what do you call it, the Sweden or the Stockholm syndrome?
But then,
where you end up
again,
loving your captor.
But then again, that's all. Yeah, but I'll focus on that a bit. There's a reason why that actually turns out better, and I'll address it later. Okay, let me go through the issues first, and why. Then you can see why that can be better.
All right, let's wait then.
Okay, but what actually determines relationship success, though? It's personality dynamics. Yeah. And emotional.
It's a good point, actually. How do you determine what a success is? It's not like there's a gold medal at the Olympics for it, is it?
There's no argument.
There's no.
What success is, there's no arguments, and the couple's happy.
No arguments, and the couple's happy
Together. That's probably very.
That's a pretty good metric, isn't it?
Look,
deaf, dumb, and blind. No, sorry. What do you call them? People that can't speak? The mutes. But have they got to do sign language? Look, stress compatibility. This is something not many people realize, but it's very important. If you can, if a stressful situation arises, how well can your partner handle it? Okay, will they melt or not? If you're able to cop it, but your partner just melts, that's right.
That creates an issue.
That's right.
Yeah, so you both need to be at the same level. You can take the stress at the same level. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, issues. And also life direction, which is like a goal. Like I say, you need to have the same goals.
Yeah, you got to have common ground.
Common ground, life where you want to be.
Yeah.
Where you want to get to in life, achieve in life.
Same principles, moral values, ethics. Multiple things, diet consideration.
Though, when people go to choose, they don't think of that when they're choosing, do they? They just basically look at whoever's hot.
The telltale signs are all there. But for the most part, the men are looking not to be there forever, and the women are looking for it to be
for security. She's looking for security.
Situation, yeah.
Yeah, she's looking for security. He's just looking for fun.
The man's looking to adventure.
Yeah, for fun. without thinking because they don't realize what they need. True. Don't balance. Look, and I want to put it out there to our listeners. Look, have you ever dated your type, so to speak, and it failed repeatedly? You keep dating the same type of people, whether it not be from the same socioeconomic background or the same ethnicity.
Yeah, apparently there's trends that you
keep repeating, but
tendencies towards the same type of person.
But it failed, didn't work, and so you go back for someone else that fit the same mold, and then you expect a different result.
Yeah, definition of madness or whatever.
Yeah. What do you expect? And why does it fail repeatedly? Because your type, so to speak, may not actually be what you need. You might say you want it, but the wants don't last, but the needs, those that fulfill your needs, do. And that is it. And like I was saying, look, desperate and dateless, and people are lonely. So unlike before where communities are more close-knit, now it's kind of like everyone keeps to themselves. And so it's harder for people to meet someone through the traditional means. So what do? With the advent of technology and the internet, there's been another avenue. And what it is dating websites and apps.
Dating websites and apps. All right.
Yep. Yeah, everyone heard of that? There's such a thing as that? Okay. However, there's a problem with it.
There is.
Okay. Look,
Only
dating apps do deliver to you a lot more choice and reach.
Yeah.
You would meet people you would not otherwise meet.
Yeah.
Because obviously you wouldn't have crossed paths in everyday life.
Yeah.
Or get a chance to meet, either because they're on the opposite end of town, location-wise, or they're in a different group you would not have thought of, ethnicity or socioeconomic, in a different industry from where you work. So in effect, then you won't ever get to meet them. That sort of thing. So that is a good thing. It enables you variety.
Yeah.
And reach. However, there are
too much variety, perhaps.
Yeah, there's issues on that with the apps as well, because dating apps focus on photos, short bios. Every photo's got a bio, the profile, and then they'll list their hobbies.
You got a wee box or something. Put a little bit of description about yourself in there.
Your hobbies.
Yeah, there's your life. It goes in that little box or something.
Your stats. I mean, your hobbies, and it's mostly lifestyle marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know, to tell you the truth, but.
But these things reveal very little about emotional temperament, stress behavior, life direction, and deeper personality patterns. They don't tell you really the substance of the person. They tell you some very brief parameters, and people kind of like have their own ideas, put it together and kind of guess what the person is like. So, yeah. So it might say if that person is an accountant, for instance, you'd automatically think, the person's got to be boring. They just do accounting every day. It's a stereotype.
Yeah.
And that sticks, which is unfair. Yeah. And look, profiles are curated. People show the person they want others to see, don't they? The image.
Yeah.
And they may not, like I previously said, they may not be
up
honest.
To the task.
Honest about it.
Yeah, they might have pretended.
Or and a lot of the profiles are quite generic. They say the same thing, kind of thing. I love listening to music.
Yeah,
I love
walking on the beach or whatever.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Listening to this or drinking a red wine and watching the sunset.
Or I'm exciting. I enjoy adventure.
I love cooking. I love cooking. I hope you like to eat.
I don't think that people really put that much, especially women. They don't put that much because
they're expected to do it.
No, because they're expected to be a strong, independent woman, and strong, independent women do not cook.
We're touching on the subject now.
Kind of thing. What? You expect me to cook? What do you think I am? Well, I just thought you were a woman. So, you sexist misogynist.
Yeah. There's plenty of drive-throughs.
Yeah. But look, key point, dating apps match appearance, not nature, really.
Yeah, match appearance,
based
not
on appearance,
nature.
not nature. I
Well,
think
of
people
course,
would
it
agree with that.
can't find the underlying principle of the psyche, of the persona. You can only read what your pictures are saying, and
Yeah, that's what you've got to base
your
on.
your narrative of what you think about yourself.
And look, and people that don't have success with that, then the other alternative, particularly if they do have money, but also that they're serious, then they go to matchmakers or matchmaking agencies. They sign up for that.
So you pay more money, but you get a designated person, like a chaperone like a person who will usher.
It depends on. I think the level
facilitator.
The level of management, and also I guess if you're going at high end or just regular matchmaking, and then they price it to match.
If you're willing to spend $100,000, I reckon you'll get a good facilitator.
Well, I guess you get more personalised service. It depends on the service level as well as to how much you pay. You get certain service level, but the thing is, they would be customised to you. And that's the theory. That is, in theory, that should work. However, there's issues with and the limitations of traditional matchmakers. Like matchmakers try to help, but they do face limitations, and that is, well, they rely on interviews. Yeah, interviewing a person, try to get to know them. That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to have.
You have to, yeah. And questionnaires. Interviews and questionnaires,
which are as bland as like a questionnaire. Hello.
But then that also relies on the client being honest. True.
It does.
Yeah, and also the matchmakers, like the waitress, have to work according to the client's preferences. But theirs might be wrong.
Yeah, you can't say, "Oh, look, I'm really looking for a blonde, blue-eyed, whatever, Swedish kind of a person." And you end up finding somebody from Uganda.
Uganda for them, and they say, that's not what I asked you to do. What type of business are you running?
Yeah.
You don't follow instructions.
Yeah.
So what can the matchmaker do?
Indeed.
Can't.
So it's got to follow instructions.
You've got to follow instructions, but then they realise the same issue.
But it's not the issue is the client making the ordering in the first place. It's not that he wants the blonde and the blue eyes.
Because
it's just that he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know any better, and that's the thing. He doesn't. He's speaking. His wants.
Yeah.
That he's putting out,
right
not his needs.
It's all right if you're going out for the fling.
Yeah.
But not if you.
People don't really know what they need. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't really know what needs, and clients often, like I say, not truthful. They misrepresent themselves. They kind of tell the fantasy version of themselves.
Yeah, but most of us have heard the thing like the man doesn't really mind if he marries someone who's a waitress.
Yeah.
But the woman has to marry, sort of like gets pulled up by the man. So she's looking to jump up on the status symbol.
The thing, women marry across and up, men marry across and down. Okay, that's always proverbial. But the problem with men is they focus too much on on physical and appearances.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so they're not in touch.
Men are focused on the
so
what they see.
Yeah, even though what they see, and the thing is, they may not, because they don't understand what they need. They don't understand what they should be looking for in a woman that's right for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of it, I guess, is more ego. I need a certain appearance.
Well, and the other thing is that they're definitely probably in the initial stages, they're not looking to settle down.
No.
Marriage is the last thing in their mind.
Because they don't realise, to them, I guess,
but
it's also society.
A woman is different.
Because she wants a family. And a man, particularly in modern society now, they don't no longer understand what marriage can bring them, because they see look at all these disasters. They so avoid altogether, rather than picking out and say, okay, what did that guy do wrong? sort of thing, and don't actually look at the ones that do right, what they could have get from it, from a marriage.
Well, that's right. You've got to look at the, when you hear a lot of billionaires talking about their lives and things, and how did you make it, sir? And what was your biggest investment? What was your biggest breakthrough?
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to any young budding entrepreneur who's looking to, follow in your footsteps type of thing? And they always say the most important thing is who you marry.
Who you marry.
I'll send you broke or make you a hero. Or make you into a position of being able to certain roles and responsibilities that most would shirk away from. And if you've got that basis of, I suppose, a good team player, then you've got a possibility of achieving that. But for the most part, you don't.
But the problem is, most people don't even realize that a marriage is a partnership. It's about being a team.
It's a team.
Yeah, but they say, marriage. It's someone you love someone, you want to spend the rest of your life with them. That's it.
One. Yeah, that's
it. But what do you do in marriage? What are you supposed to do in a marriage?
Until somebody else more interesting comes along.
Yeah, and then they get stumped.
Yeah.
What do you actually do in a marriage? What's your role in the marriage? Then they get stumped.
Yeah.
Something so basic, and it's something all these psychologists and all these so-called relationship experts they absolutely miss it. They're obvious.
The rub of love wears off, and what do you do then?
When
the rub of love wears off, like for example, you're so attracted to this person, was beautiful
because it was
and all
the
that,
superficial,
and
yes.
Then the next thing you know, that which was initially inspiring soon repels.
Yeah. If they become demanding or something, and
when you
off.
see the same thing all the time, you don't. After a while, you don't notice it.
You don't notice
you had
it
a brand
anymore.
new car, and it was like, like a really expensive. Everybody would turn around and look most of the time, but then after a couple of weeks, it just was.
Yeah, you get jaded.
Yeah. It's not the same anymore.
The thing with what we sustain and the feelings of love to continue, like I say, it needs to keep being nurtured. You have to keep feeling love.
You have to fuel the fire.
Fuel the fire. What keeps you loving that person? Okay, because appearance will fade. That is 100%.
Yeah, the good looks only last a short time.
Yeah, that is 100% what will happen. All right. So after that, what does the other person have to keep you loving that person?
Well,
because remember, it's not a natural relationship. It's a created relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. It's only because that person has certain things or done certain things for you that form that relationship. That you want to be with that person.
You start to observe that they've got a skill set that was like really impressive. They can do this, they can do that.
Yeah, and this is also the thing. That's why arranged marriages, they look at that underneath that, and then they said, okay, because of that, you're going to get along. You might not love her because you just met this person, but because of that and how well we think that you're compatible and you get along, and then love will naturally develop, and it will sustain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, look. If someone adds value to your life, the more someone adds value to your life, the more you love them and the more you want to be with them. Wouldn't you? Why would you?
Well,
life's easier being with that person. So you want to keep hanging around that person.
Well, they come out and say, listen, let me upgrade you. I've got this credit card here. Here's yours. Let's go clothes shopping. Let's buy this and buy that for you. And you think, what laptop have you got? Let's just buy a new one. And stuff like that. Then you want, if they ring you up to say, what are you doing? You say, oh, no, I'm not doing anything. You want to come to the city? Yeah, all right.
And like I was saying, again, the issue is, look, matchmakers have to work within what the client asks for.
Or demands, perhaps.
Yeah, demands, but what the client asks for may not be correct.
Okay.
but they can't, they can't contradict them and say, no, you're not having that person. This type of person is better for you.
That wouldn't go down well.
That wouldn't go down well. See, so matchmakers don't work because of that. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really want to ask our listeners here.
So what do you do then?
Well, all right, I'm going to ask a few things. And then we'll go to some music, and I'll be right back
You're
with
just
that.
going to keep us on in anticipation.
Yes. Look, I want to ask our listeners, have dating apps helped you find compatibility? Really think about it. Find someone that's really compatible with you.
Yeah,
And
for about half an hour.
yeah. And have you ever realized you were choosing the wrong type repeatedly?
Wrong type repeatedly?
Yeah, I think you had a friend that went going back to the same thing.
Yeah, I did actually, and so I went through the week. First and foremost is I remember when he broke up with his ex-wife. Oh, what a bitch and all that. It was super horrid, really, really horrible situation. Anyhow, cut a long story short, but he started going onto the dating app, lost a lot of weight, started running and got himself back in shape again. And
Okay, yes, good on him.
Got the business, got the car, got this, got the body now, all the rest of it, ready to start mingling again, putting that out. And he puts a profile on the dating apps. I never go on dating apps, but anyways, he's telling me the story. The swipe left, swipe right, and the one he got the perfect match with his ex-wife.
So you see the algorithm and all that, it doesn't work. It's superficial.
Perfect match. Ding, 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 ding.
But then after that, he didn't he meet someone on the apps? On the sites?
Met someone else, same name and relationship and all the rest of it. And it's been maybe 3 years or so, I think. And then he's just said, "Oh, it's not gonna go anymore. It's
the same thing.
It's crazy. All women are schemers. They're only just like they all look really nice, and you think they're really nice, and then after a while." Next thing you know, the schemes come out and the innuendo and the little drop this and drop that. They're schemers. And he says, I'm just going to stay single from now on. I'm not going to take it anymore. He said, that's it, and all the rest of it.
But I've got an important question. The girlfriend who was with, though, is it the same type as his ex-wife?
Well, I'm not really sure.
What do you mean by
same type?
Same ethnic background.
Same.
Ethnic background, same socioeconomic class, same type of person.
Yeah, same sort of type of person.
So he kind of gravitates to that, go back to the same thing, but then expects a different outcome.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a tendency towards that.
Yeah, and then expects a different outcome. What do you expect? He really can't complain. To me, he really can't complain. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and because do people really truly know what they need in a partner? I mean, does he really know what he needs in a partner? I think not really. See, he keeps going back to the same type all the time. Because to me, that sounds like a want rather than a need.
Yeah.
Because the need obviously it didn't fit his needs, suit his needs. It didn't suit his needs.
When you break up from one relationship for a long time, maybe a marriage or whatever, maybe there's a tendency you want to jump into another's arms to subjugate that separation and pain, rather than just sit in a room where you used to sit with somement else for many years.
But then, though, wouldn't that be the right thing? Is find someone completely different from that previous one that went so bad.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Really,
it didn't work. So I'll find someone different. It's like they're saying,
well, maybe
if you try something, it didn't work, you try something different.
Maybe that's not the the persona or the civilized structure around that person. Maybe it's more so he just thinks that, there was a fault in their persona. It's not that,
it's the same type.
It's the same type of person. It's that person was just a bit, a bit loopy-loo or something. they weren't quite there.
But
or
I think it wasn't the only one. I think they all ended up being loopy-loos at the same time.
And they all end up being loopy-loos.
Loopy-loos.
Schizophrenic bitches from hell.
There's a certain type, look, because culture and all that influences your thinking. Yeah,
It does.
It does.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Culture, but he was like the same culture. You see, so that's his mother was the same culture type of thing. You know,
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, it had issues and things. So he could be familiar. Well, that sort of thing is the norm.
Is it?
It's the norm in that culture.
For
Then
people to be with the same culture, is that a healthy thing? Is it a good thing?
normally it should be easier. Because you don't have culture a thing. However,
Normally.
But
there are confines.
there are confines, and I'll tell you, if you're looking for a certain traits or behaviors of a partner, if that does not come naturally in that culture, then you got to find a different culture
Oh,
where it is natural,
goodness
or
gracious.
you look for the exceptions. Then good luck with that. Now, what's going to work though? What's going to work in selecting? Well, the answer is, and my answer is, Taoist astrology.
Taoist astrology.
Yeah. Yes.
So how does that differ from any
Okay.
other astrology?
Well, first of all, I'll explain what it actually does.
okay.
Okay. Now, it's not about predicting love magically.
Well, it's not.
No. It's a system for understanding someone's nature. It examines things like personality, emotional tendencies, strengths and weaknesses, relationship dynamics, life cycles, kind of thing. So personality can be gained from the chart reading. So it's based on your date and time of birth.
Okay.
Okay, as per astrology.
Yeah.
And then it's, well, basically when you're born at that time, you're stamped. That's your chart. Okay. And that's actually, look, it's almost like a DNA. You're born with it. You can't change it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah,
but
with genetics.
We can change lots of things about our circumstances.
Yeah,
and
you can
lots of
change,
things about our
like I say,
personas
look,
and
it's not...
I mean, imagine if you bump into somebody who's really intelligent or whatever and calm and collected, and he was such an influence upon you that you become more intelligent and calm and collected. That's not astrological, is it? I mean...
Okay, there's two different things. There's man-made. It's just like saying, look, you looked at your genetics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we know that you're not going to be, a long-distance runner or whatever.
Yeah,
or sprinter, or you're not going to be playing for the
it's not going to be easy for you. Like I
Yeah.
say, it's just like, look, you've got the gene for heart disease. But do you have a heart disease? No, I don't have heart disease. Okay, well, what do you do? What's your lifestyle like? Well, I run every day. I have healthy food, organic food, smoothies and that. No, I don't drink junk food and that. Well, there you go. Because of what you've done, you do have some influence.
Maybe someone told him it was in his DNA and that's why he did eat
did
healthy.
Healthy to stave that off. But if he did not do that, didn't do anything.
Or he didn't know.
Yeah, then that's where the path he was going to go down. True.
Okay.
So this is so it's not it's not absolute set in stone.
No,
there is
nothing
something.
is it?
Yeah, you can do something, but
It's
if you
tendencies.
And the foundation. That's what it's the basis, the foundation. So if you do nothing, that's what's going to happen. But you can mitigate a lot of it with effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own effort.
Yeah.
But however, it is a great system for understanding someone's nature, because that's something, no matter how much you try to change your nature, really, you can't, because then you're not being you. And if you're trying to be something else, like all these, like say, people's hanging around wanting to marry billionaires, they put on that mask. It's just a matter of sooner or later the mask has to drop because they're tired of being something or someone they're not. True. And so this is where what it looks at, what the real personality is. And so that's what I say. People cannot lie because of that. Though I want to make a very important clarification, okay?
Very important clarification.
That astrology itself does not cause relationships to work or fail. Oh, it didn't work because of the astrology. The astrology caused it. No, it doesn't cause anything. All it is basically is a diagnostic tool.
A diagnostic tool.
Yeah, it's like an interpreter reading a language.
Okay.
You know, it's just a
Sprachen die
looking
Deutsch?
at it. Yeah. Look, it's a means of assessing someone's personality. Okay, what they're capable of is the astrology. But the astrology does not cause it itself. It's a reader of it, of someone's underlying.
I see.
So that's why not use it?
It won't, you know, the person might say the swear word, but it might interpret the swear word, but it's only a tool to do it.
yeah, it only had the tool to do it. To do the
Translation.
To do the radiation, or you know, something like a radiation meter. According to the meter, it says there's huge amounts of radiation.
And we wouldn't probably know.
You wouldn't know. But the device, the reader,
device
did not cause the radiation. It just detects that it's there.
Right.
You see?
That's a very good point, isn't it?
So that's what the astrology does. Yeah, it's reading it.
So can you buy a reader, an astrology reader?
Well, you can book for a consultation and get it read.
I thought you could buy a device like a Geiger counter. And you could say, "Stay away from that bitch.
Look,
she's got her hidden dragon, or what's that hidden dragon? Crouching tiger, hidden dragon, or whatever."
Well, the reader is the device. The astrology reader is the device. Consider it that way.
The astrology reader
is the device. Or the interpreter, the one that's reading the device, so to speak. For you to make sense of the device, because if you look at it, you're not sure how to, may not necessarily know it well. Even with the reader, the radiation reader, you may not know how to interpret it, what it all means. Okay, and the astrology is even more difficult. So you need someone that's special to know how to read it and how to interpret it.
Oh, so you can't walk up. You're in a bar somewhere. And you can't just you can't get an app for your phone, and you can take it out, and it can tell you, oh, she's a day tiger, or one of them things that are not so good.
Firstly,
one of the ones that means stay away.
Well, firstly, you've got to ask for the date of birth, her date of birth, and
oh, you do.
Well, that's how they say it, is because it's reading the chart.
And how do you get a real one?
Yeah, date of birth, and then it comes to, is she willing to give her real date of birth? Because then they'll tell you her age.
And characteristics, perhaps.
No. First off, just socially, they'll tell you her age. She doesn't want to. Yeah, she wants to hide her age. Lots of women don't want to tell their real ages.
Yeah.
You know. And that. But if they know it's to get the astrology read, then they'll be reluctant.
Well, Western wouldn't mind. They would probably enjoy it. It's like because the attention's centered on them for a bit.
Okay, I'll go on the difference between the Western and the Taoist astrology. Taoist, and for people non-familiar, Taoist astrology is also known as Chinese astrology.
Okay,
and people are familiar with...
So it's the same? So it comes from the Taoist?
It comes from the Taoism.
Yeah.
That's where the Chinese astrology comes from. So for all rights, it should be known as Taoist astrology. So that started off
thousands of years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, thousands of years ago.
And it reveres nature as... You know, the direct reflection of nature is a direct reflection of our consciousness and so on. So if you're in a place that's got lots of animals, have got lots of poisons and big sharp claws, and they're gnawing and the flesh of another animal and all that around, then it usually, and regarding in Taoism anyhow, is a direct reflection of mankind's consciousness. So if some plant is spiky and sharp and thorns, it's because the people of that area are spiky and thorny, type of thing. And I think that's a principle of Taoism. It's
about living with nature.
Living with nature. And the symbiotic reflection from nature and to our living and breathing circumstances.
Yeah, and this is another thing that a lot of Westerners don't understand, that yes, it's about living with nature, because they brand everything about nature as being pagan religion. It's pagan, you know. But, you know, the Eastern, it's not pagan.
But there again,
it's a philosophy, different philosophy. It's Taoism. True. Yeah, true. Yeah, in Western culture, yeah, everything to do with living with nature or nature thing is pagan. Yeah. Yeah, and I actually had an argument with a pagan high priest over that.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you know what you're doing is paganism." I said, "No, are you not aware that Taoism is about living with nature? This is Taoism. It's not paganism." Well, shut him up. Shut up, high priest. Now, but no. So, how does the Taoist astrology reveal compatibility? Now, how is it going to work? Well, it can show, like I say, in the personality balance, also emotional compatibility, and support versus conflict dynamics, and whether or not partners strengthen or weaken each other. You know, yeah. So, you know, this is a big thing that Western astrology does not do. Okay, Western astrology. Okay, a lot of people do go to Western astrology to understand compatibility, and that's right. That's very mainstream in the West.
Yeah.
But it is far deeper than Western astrology in terms of how it covers, because Western astrology, a lot of the times, it focuses on personality traits, you know, the sun signs, and emotional compatibility. A lot very, personality and emotion side. Because, look, all these things, they develop according to the culture, don't they? Because of what the culture deems as important, that's what it focuses on. And the West is more about emotions and so forth. And the East normally doesn't give two hoots about that. What they're really after is that person going to be good for me or not? Okay, so it goes much further. What it does is it examines things like life structure, success potential, okay, supportive elements, destructive dynamics, and energy balance between partners. It's a lot of things, you know, because it can also indicate whether or not a partner will support your growth, stabilize you, your weakness, cause friction, or amplify existing problems. This is the thing. The partner can either raise you up, have no effect on you at all, or pull you down. Now, how does that work really? Like saying someone's chart. Normally, if there's an issue in their chart that prevents them from being successful, for instance, in a career or business or something like that, or they might have all the talent in the world to do it, but there might be something in their chart that means it's always destined they'd lose it. Either they lose money, someone takes their money, or someone takes their business. Right? And there's nothing they can do about it because it's just circumstance. You might think, yes, I've got control. There's people that think, I don't believe in astrology. I believe in things that I do, you know. And,
but the old adage, a lot of rumors suggest that they say that millionaires don't believe in astrology, virtually none, but billionaires, virtually all of them do.
They never, the only thing is they never say they do, but they practice it secretly. Because I don't want people, one, they don't want people to laugh at them and say, you do. But secondly, also, they don't want other people to use what they've used and become successful as well.
I've got the same tools.
Yeah, it's the same tools. And I'll tell you, and this is like particularly, you know, it comes from China. In ancient times, you have the emperor and all the elites would use it. Particularly the feng shui. A lot of that, the astrology and the feng shui. But a particular emperor did not want other people to use it, have access to that. So what did they do? Call the masters here and directed them to write out fake feng shui books and disseminate them out.
Is that right?
Yep. So people get the fake one and it doesn't work. While the emperor uses the real stuff. see?
What?
Yeah, they hide it, and so now you've got centuries that have been handed down. So the market so much has been contaminated, so to speak. So people don't know which is real and which isn't anymore. Which one's real? And so you might have a practitioner studying what turns out to be fake. Or spend years on it.
Yep.
And practice it, do it, and guys complain it doesn't work. And then they, brand feng shui does not work. When in fact it's actually not the real thing. Then of course it doesn't work.
Wow.
Because it's not the real thing.
That's amazing.
And so then what they'll have to do, the people that are, those practitioners that are conscious and understand that, the only thing they can do is to test it all, to see what works and what doesn't. Then you know what's real. But that takes time and dedication, and not many practitioners will be willing to do that. And so therein lies the issue for people engaging in these practitioners.
What an insight that is.
So all those feng shui books out there, people, they may not be real.
It might just be the king deceiving you.
Yeah, they might be. Yeah, it's deception handed down from years ago.
What did Donald Trump say before he was president? You knew I was a snake before you let me in.
Yeah. But the thing is also, he used feng shui himself on his Trump Tower when he was building it. Yeah, one thing he
I
said.
thought you were going to say he did it on his hairpiece.
What? One thing he did say is, I don't have to believe in it. I just have to have it work for me. That's all I need.
Maybe that's why the bullet missed his head.
It did. So
the feng shui picked it up and carried it to the other side.
But anyway, so this is the thing. So say, you've got an issue like that, and then it's out of your hands, because no matter how hard you try, you're not able to just get a take off. So, however, so in circumstances like that, that's when we say you need a partner to fix your chart. All right. And so with the partner with the right remedy, if you were, okay, it's one thing, it's also the effect as well. Usually where people around you would have an effect on you, on your chart as well, but it's not.
Certainly.
Yeah, or people you employ or work with, or friends. Might be good for you. There's good friends and bad friends have and everyone you associate has an impact on your chart. Either a big impact or a small impact. It depends on how closely your relationship is. The biggest impact of all is the person you share your life with, particularly your spouse, the person you marry, has the biggest impact. Okay, and you're saying your partner, your living partner, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend. Of course, yeah, they have an impact, but not as much as if you were to marry them. That would be complete. Basically, then the charts integrate, become integrated.
Two becomes one.
Two becomes one. That's why it's very important. That's why it's so important as well.
Apparently, you know what that really means when two become one? Like when you get married, your karmas actually intertwine, and two karmas of the two people getting married become a one karma.
Does it average out?
The two work on the same karma.
Does it average out then?
Well, depends, you see. And here's much like what you're saying about astrology, in the relationship to karma, not many people regard they're going to marry someone. What kind of karma do they have? Imagine if they burned up villages when they were in a previous embodiment, chopped people's heads off, and they were all lined up on the bit. They chopped off thousands of people's heads off as a cruel and heartless act. And then they get another embodiment, another chance to try it again, and they do the same thing again.
I would have thought there'd be an animal in this life.
and then they carry a lot of karma with them.
Yeah, but I would have thought it would have been downgraded to an animal in this lifetime.
Well, no.
Pay the penance.
Look, it might happen in some instances. I know that the Buddhist religions talk about they will go backwards, but in a lot of instances, it's that you'll still be a human, but you'll be in maybe a hard situation. For example, imagine being a beggar in the black hole of Calcutta.
Yeah.
And
It's
no air
horrible.
conditioning,
Yeah.
and you have to beg and all that. That would be tremendously difficult. And maybe that's somebody that had a bad karma before. We don't know. We can't really judge people and say, oh, that's bad karma there. That
They
person's
deserve that
crippled
person,
or whatever.
or they
They're
deserved
crippled.
it. Or,
But usually, when you see a really good body and a really good-looking person, it usually means that they've got much less karma than the other, because the body's the past.
Okay,
You see, the body's the past.
Karma, you mean much less bad karma?
Bad karma.
Yeah,
you
people
see?
think there's good karma and bad karma.
Yeah, there
it's all
is.
karma.
Yeah, that's right. It's all karma.
So it's much better,
Yeah,
much
it's
easier.
good to distinguish or extinguish, perhaps.
The bad karma.
But if you marry somebody,
Yeah.
say for example, is a serial killer, and then you two become as one, so you're contracted by law, by the divine or whatever, that you've got to share the karma with the other person. So if they end up being a scumbag, guess what? You're getting all the bad luck of the day.
As well. So is it the case then of 2 plus 4? The other person's 2, you're 4, and then you both get 3. Average out at 3.
Well, maybe. Depends on what level you see. And but you know what? I did notice it once. I was in a big relationship, and the moment that thing was ended, it was like, wow, was this thing lifted off? It was always, there was good luck came about for everything. Because before it was always unlucky, unlucky, unlucky.
Okay, so obviously that person, when in astrology, had a bad effect on your chart.
Well, that's what would be interesting to know. I didn't have any contemplation about that then.
Okay. Do you still remember that person's date of birth? You can have a look and check.
Yeah, could have a look and check. You see, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
But it was noticeable, and I think that a lot of the times that if we marry people for good looking and all that, we don't realize that what kind of karma does that person have.
Or
what are they here to deal with?
Their chart, how their chart affect mine.
And if an astrology chart can tell you what that's like before you do it, then you've got the warning signs.
You've got the warning signs, though.
Stay away, or
some people already
jump to them.
Or some people already in love, and then it's hard for them.
Well,
they think they're in love.
You look through life with rose-colored glasses.
I said, oh, look, it'll be fine, until it's not. Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, look, going back to how it affects your chart, the other person. So, if that person's chart can fix your that issue, then you immediately, you become successful. And that impediment is gone. Now, what you do will work. You know, you'll be elevated up, even if they have nothing to do with your business or your career, and you've married them, their chart fixes yours, that issue, that's it. Okay? Elevate you.
It sounds a bit like what a woman would say to win more on the divorce settlement. Oh no, all your wealth is because of me. I was sitting at home drinking Chardonnay or whatever, but really, I was the anchoring of all your existence, and I was the balancer of I was holding you emotionally, even from afar. Drinking with us takes another sip of the Chardonnay.
I don't think astrology is recognised by the courts.
Well, it's the justification, the court of the mind.
Yeah, okay, all right. I think the listeners are waiting to hear if you finish this. All right.
All right.
So they can elevate you because they're fixing that. They can have no effect if their chart is not going to fix it, but it's not going to cause harm either.
All right.
You know? Or they can actually make the problem worse, pull you down even further, exacerbate the issue, magnify. The issue becomes magnified, and it means, and they could you won't be able to do any business at all. Okay, not that they've done anything to it; they might have nothing to do with it, just because they're with you. It's bad.
Got a black magic woman.
And it's not black magic. It doesn't make that means they're just not the right partner for you. But they could be the perfect partner for someone else.
Uh-huh.
Their chart might be needed by someone else.
All right.
So it's not dishing anyone. It's just bad match. It's just you shouldn't be together. You're not meant to. It's a bad idea.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. That's how it works. And there's some people. This is what I think on the reading of their chart. If the house of spouse. Okay, if that gets activated, it will lock that person's chart up. If the lock is the house of spouse,
What's a house of spouse for the listeners who don't know what it is?
House of spouse. Well, it kind of the name says itself. It's governs relationships. That area in your chart governs relationship. Okay, but if
where does the house come in?
We just call it house of this, house of that. It's just a term, or palace.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There's house of career and business, and house of children as well. Things in life. But if the lock to your chart is sitting on your house of spouse, if you marry, your house of spouse is going to get activated, and then your chart gets locked up. You can't do anything. And that means you should not marry at all. It doesn't matter who you marry.
Can you give an example of like what between two clashes and what they...
What do you mean?
So
how it will lock up?
Like say one has one sign, the other one has another sign, and it's
No. This is generally just because you marry, that your house of spouse gets activated on the action of getting married.
So if you're not married,
then it won't get activated.
Nothing happens?
Yeah, nothing happens then.
What?
It won't get activated. You won't get locked up.
So how? All right.
Okay, you might get locked up temporarily because of a transition, but that's temporary. But when you marry, it's permanently locked up. As long as you're with that person, it gets locked up. And this is on the flip side, though. If that person's chart fixes,
a lot of people would think listening to this show that we should be locked up.
So you can't do anything. That means it doesn't matter who you marry. You should not marry anyone. And so that's the thing I advise people not to marry. Okay, if you want to make something of your life. But conversely, and it lasts as long as you're with the person. So the person will fix your chart. Okay, your success and everything you fix will last as long as you're with that person, if you're married to that person.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay? You said that.
Yeah. But if your chart then has an issue, like a thing, then you should marry. Find someone that to fix that. Or if your chart is perfect, so to speak, you're doing well, then you have to be very careful who you marry, because then the person's chart would influence you, and
you'd have to find another perfect person.
No, you have to find someone that basically reaffirms what you are. Okay, because it's successful, it's doing great. So someone's chart, the only instance you can marry, someone that's actually reaffirms that, basically emphasizes your success. Then you get more successful.
Wow.
That does not drag you down. And that type of chart, you have to be very picky, because your chart's basically perfect. Yeah?
Woof.
Okay, it's more than that. That's why I say it goes a lot deeper than Western astrology.
It goes a lot deeper?
Than Western astrology. Okay? That's what
but Western astrology is a big book too. I know friends who do it, and they're really, really talented.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
But the thing is, it does very well in the things that it's good at.
What is it good at?
It's good at. Look, I don't study Western astrology, but what I know of it, more like emotions, that personality, it's very good at that, in terms of personality wise. But what I found that, and it's describing what you're like and what your preferences are, and that sort of thing. But when it comes to predictions, it's not good. That's what I personally found. And I've had someone else that had a Western astrology reading by a top, very expensive reader. She said, oh, well, it was amazing for, first of all, describing herself. And so she think, oh, yeah, this astrology is really good. Oh, it's better than Chinese astrology or whatever. Because Chinese astrology doesn't focus on that. All right. But when it came to the predictions I was given, it didn't work. It didn't come. It didn't work. Okay? And whereas the Chinese astrology or Taoist astrology, on the other hand,
it's tailor-made for relationships.
Yeah, doesn't focus on the on the personality, so to speak. It really focuses on the deeper aspects, and so because of that, it's best for relationship compatibility analysis. I mean, like I say, in the old days, before anyone got married, they went and got the astrology read. And the elders would insist it because they're concerned about how their child's life is going to turn out. True, they love their child. Okay, they want the child to have a good life.
Yeah.
And not be brought down, and also and so they would use the astrology, have the reader whether or not it's okay. Now traditionally it was used more to avoid the worst of the matches rather than try to find the best ones. Because you did not have,
right.
like I said
so it's
before,
more avoiding the pitfalls.
the pitfalls, because back then everyone had to marry by a certain age, of course, and you didn't have the luxury of waiting around for the best one to turn up. You couldn't.
There wasn't dating apps in them
There
days.
wasn't dating apps in them days at all, so you didn't have that luxury. So at least you can avoid the disasters. Okay. So that's why it was never used to its full potential back then. It couldn't have been. So people said, "Oh yeah, look, you used it. My grandparents used it before, and they weren't not happy in their marriage, even though the astrologer gave the okay." Yeah, well, come on, you can understand why. Okay, but the disaster did not happen. Okay, there wasn't deaths, illnesses, or anything. Or it didn't become dirt poor. They might just not have been happy with each other. Okay, and that was kind of like considered, well, you kind of like accept that. To go, well, at least you didn't get a disaster, so to speak. So, look, and because so astrology doesn't look. This is an important clarification. Astrology doesn't cause relationships to work or fail. It also reveals compatibility patterns that are otherwise hidden. Okay, like I say, look, people think of the effect your partner has on you. You kind of think of an athlete. He's given a specific set of genes, got a specific set of genes, and can go up to certain level of potential. Yeah, that's it. However,
it's a lot of it's about genetics.
And that's like your chart, your personal chart. You're born with that.
You might have the skill set in the mind. You might be able to do it all in the mind and figure it all out, but your body's got to be able to handle that level of stress and bounce back. And it'll handle it again the next day.
Yeah. And there's only a certain level, and that's dictated by your genes.
Yeah.
Nothing you can't. Nothing you can do about it.
Well, you can slowly increment and take the body to further
the extreme.
extent.
But my point is,
if you don't use it, you lose it, and and.
My point is, there's a limit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trees only grow so high, and then they stop.
And then they stop because it's the species or the genetic code of it.
Yeah.
All right. However, you give an athlete steroids, and it boosts the performance. Just like it's
in
artificial.
some areas.
It's
It's a pseudoscience things, but
no, it works. That's why it's bad.
Definitely, it works.
That's why it's bad.
There's no doubt it doesn't work. There's no doubt it works, but there's detriments in other areas, such as there's joint weakness. So there's bone density weakness.
You're missing the point. They're missing the point.
Brittleness to the bone. So that means that it might give you some aspects of greater superhuman strength, but you'll also have a degradation in some other areas, which could send you back as well. You can get an injury.
Okay, you're missing the point.
Okay,
it's temporary. Your boosting performance would last as long as you're taking the steroids. Just the same as your life would get better with that right partner as long as they're with you. That's my analogy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, nowhere your bread is buttered, really. But normally, you know what? When you're getting along so well, that you don't break up. And even if you may not be familiar, like in arranged marriage cases, this is the thing, because the parents, they would assess their child and pick the partner based on the child's need. They know their child. Okay, it's just like and because of that, then even though the couple might not really be familiar with each other, because they work and then you realize they get along well and things start working, and then love and affection develops. And the important thing is it's maintained, because the compatibility keeps on going, the love keeps being maintained.
Wow.
Okay, but think of it like being chosen as like handing yourself over to a stylist. You keep wearing the same clothes, and you yourself buy these clothes based on what you like, yeah? But then if you're willing to hand yourself over to a stylist, they would look at you, assess you, and then pick out what is really suitable for you. Put it together, and then it's clothes that you wouldn't think of, you wouldn't have...
Probably would never have...
Never thought of buying, or would not have picked out of the rack at all.
But a perfect match for you.
But then, you look so much better.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, because they assess what you need based on that.
Yeah.
Even to someone that's outside of the emotional buying or whatever, or trends, picking what would really suit you.
Yeah.
And then it works. Yeah?
It does.
And that's the sort of thing that would happen when you choose a partner using astrology as the tool to choose. It detects the underlying personalities and what that person is really like, and the compatibility. It would indicate whether or not the person would support your growth and so forth, because some partners lift you higher and others pull you down. Look, apart from that, the astrology can show whether or not a partner may improve your life direction, obviously stabilize any weakness and enhance success, and create things that create imbalance. Look, and how it works, a person's chart, it might show obstacles to success if there are obstacles, going back to that example. But the partner with the right chart can balance missing elements. So like I say, if you're missing certain elements and your partner has an abundance of it, well, you just compensated, haven't you? And they'll stabilize emotional tendency, and they're going to support your growth cycles. And a compatible partner can strengthen your life path as well. And what I mean by also, growth cycles. Look, it's also a reason why traditionally they discourage people from marrying their own signs. Like this year is a year of a horse. Okay. If say you're a rat,
birds of a feather flock together.
The thing is, if you're of the same sign, if it's a good year for your sign, wow, you both do very well. You both go rise together. That's good. Great.
Right.
However, what if it's a bad year? If it's a bad year, then you're both in the doldrums. What if you both lose your job that year? It's terrible.
Good point.
But if you're a different sign, you might have a bad year, but your partner might have a good year. So you might have lost your job, but you say your partner got a promotion. And then it helps. So, for example, this is the year of the horse. What clashes with the horse? It's the rat. And you can see that with the former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's a rat. 2 days into the year, he got arrested.
Yeah, for being a rat.
Okay.
For acting rat-like.
So that is...
Dirty rat.
They are saying a bad year for him. Imagine if, a rat and 2 rats together. You have a terrible year this year. That's generally speaking. And so those are the sorts of things that you consider as practical in practical life over just emotional stuff. It's also a matter of survival. Like I say.
You don't want to eat rat poison.
Because and so look, the right partner will multiply your potential as well. Open things up, or if there are things that are locked away, might be the key that opens it up. Then you can flourish. Yeah, or certain things like you might only be able to, according to your chart, your success might only come nationally, national recognition, because the international part you're not able to reach, but your partner's chart might be able to give you international reach, activate the further pillar for you. The opposite works.
They're all different nationalities, so you can get an international reach.
But look, no, in terms of international success, like you might be only end up getting a Logie in Australia.
A bogey?
A Logie award
Logie.
for television. But then you might be able to get an Oscar because that's international.
All right.
Okay, world famous instead of just famous in your own country. Local famous. You see? Okay, and this is another thing. When people, very hard to choose, really, because even if you look at someone or interview someone or whatever, you never really, no matter how many dates you have, you never really know how it's going to function. The underlying, what they're capable of as well. And that would show, the astrology would show it up. That, no, this person would be good for you. It would, that person would be able to fill your needs and what you're short on. It's very, very difficult. One, people don't know what they need, so it's difficult, yeah. But even when looking at profiles, yeah, like I said, it's very superficial, but it's the superficiality that makes people exclude the best partner for them, the compatible partner.
The superficiality.
Yeah, like some people would say, especially online, they filter out certain nationalities, certain ethnicities,
Heights,
certain height, weight, or whatever, and so you might have filtered out the best partner for you because of that. And people, because in their mind, that's what these superficial things are important to them. But then you miss out.
Don't throw your pearls before swine or something like that.
Something like that. And therein lies the issue. Even if they're saying, look, even if a matchmaker is given free rein and say, okay, all right, you're professional, you choose what you think is best for me. Okay, based on your expertise, you're the expert. What can the matchmaker do, really? They can look at someone's interest, okay, this person's interest, their
level
background.
Of education. Kind of, have they been around wealth level,
and then they can handle it, okay? And so the partner for you might be someone that's also around that social economic group, that might be well educated. And look, someone's, is now working in a high position, deals in high corporate. So one person's more classy and conscious, educated, so will be able to help you in the business. Will be able to understand your business. So you'd have and elevate you, and you'll be proud of and showing in social circles that person's appropriate for you. That's all they can do, really. And your backgrounds are similar, so you should be able to get along. What else can they do? They can only do that.
Hopefully they can't do too much else.
But that's the limit.
Be over-intrusive otherwise.
But they've gone to the limit of those tools that they've got.
Sure.
Yeah, that's being fair to them.
Yeah,
that's
they've got
a limit.
the metrics.
That's a limit. However, the astrology was going to cut through that.
Ooh.
Because they may have rejected, say the matchmaker rejected someone, look, the other person, that person in corporate is much better match. This other person here, it's only a junior government employee, haven't seen the world much, so it may not be compatible with, it can't be compatible with you, that you've got an international focus and so forth.
Yeah.
But the astrology is going to cut through that.
Whoa. And
underlying and said, okay, this other person might have a junior government job, but that means due to circumstances, it amongst them, their chart would be able to elevate you by marrying you, by you marrying them. Then you will get elevated in personality. I mean, that person, okay, maybe because of where with situation they're born in, they're locked in that social circle. Okay, they're not able to show their full potential. What they can do hasn't been shown, hasn't given a chance to be shown. Or because their potential relies on certain levels of help, which because of the circle they're locked in, they cannot access that.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, you could be the world's best Formula One racing car driver,
but no one's discovered you.
But without a car,
you cannot
if
be.
you have to catch the bus, then you're not going to be discovered.
Yeah, and so the matchmaker, traditional matchmaker, is going to reject that person, whereas the astrology is going to pick that person for you. And you might turn your nose up at that person. What with a junior government employee? You know, come on, I've got an international business. How could that person function with me? Be able to function? But if that's been matched with you, then you can really see the skills come up. Or they might not have much to do for your business, but it'll be elevated. But by and large, you'll be able, because your charts are very compatible, you'll be able to get along very well.
Get along very well.
Yeah. No, yeah, pretty much same view of life and so forth. And that's what I mean by that is going to be the Taoist astrology, again, the best tool for matchmaking.
Wow.
Because it can look through all that.
Wow. Cut to the chase.
Ignore all the social
things. And if say, for example, the really wealthy people, you've got a lot to lose, yeah?
You've got even more on the line to lose. This is what I mean. This is something that they should be utilising, because they've got so much to lose. You know, and it's the right partner. I mean, they don't need headaches. They don't need that headaches and so forth, and they don't need their fortunes to be going down because they married the wrong person, which it can be.
Yeah.
So, you know, really, this is the person. We'll say the person. This is the perfect for you, perfect for matchmaking, choosing the right partner. So. You know, if you want to understand.
Time for a break?
No. Well, we're coming towards the end of our show. I hope everyone's learnt a lot from this. So basically, yeah, we've covered what the problems are in today's society with matchmaking, particularly people choosing their partners either from dating apps or dating sites. It's a cheaper option. A lot of people can access it. It's accessible to a lot of people. It's cheap. Some of them are even free as well, though I guess the quality matches the price. But the problem with those, while it opens up opportunities and reach for a lot of candidates and people you would not otherwise meet, the drawback from that is it's still relying on you choosing, and people choose what they want, not what they need. They don't understand what they need.
Choose what you want, not what you need.
Yeah, but
choose what you need, not what you want.
But the flip side of that is also another issue with that is even if you know what you need, and you're going through there and choosing accordingly, if when you reach out, look, the other person has to accept, your interest.
You can't just say, you're what I need. And then lock them up. I want to put my hold over you or something. No,
when you reach out to express interest on a dating app or site, the other person has to say yes as well. Looked at your profile and has to accept you. But if the other person doesn't understand or doesn't want the type or your profile based on your profile, they won't accept, and then the match doesn't happen. You see, so that's a failure there.
Lots of lots of potential for failures.
Lots of potential for failures. And people don't know what they want. And people going to traditional matchmakers or matchmaking agencies, these are the ones that are serious. And also, well, the other issue with the matchmaking agencies is there's always far more women than men on the books because far more women want to get married. It's the people that want to get married that go to these dating agencies and matchmaking agencies. True? People
I don't
that
know
is,
really, but
but you can imagine if they're going to that expense, they're serious. They're taking the time and the expense. But then they're limited by the client's preferences again, and the client would say what they want rather than what they need. Yeah, and then therein lies the problem. The problem is, they have to go along with what the client wants. Okay. And that's a problem. So, look, if you want a deeper insight into what kind of partner truly supports your life, a Taoist astrology compatibility reading can reveal the patterns that dating profiles never will. Okay, and not only dating profiles, questionnaires, and even interviews by matchmakers can't reveal. Because remember,
all you need is the right birth date.
Yeah, everyone is going to present the best possible light, themselves in the best possible light.
You know, we peacock.
We show off.
Show the feathers off.
Yeah, because we want good matches. We want to be perceived well, other people to be perceived well, and potentially, the good match to be matched up with a good match or a good candidate, so to speak. So, really, big takeaway from this is the biggest mistake in dating is choosing based on attraction instead of compatibility. Because modern systems rely on appearance, personal preference, superficial information, whereas the Taoist astrology examines a deeper personality structure, energetic compatibility, life alignment. Okay.
But I really haven't noticed too many places that have got big signs up saying, "We read your Chinese chart. We're Chinese chart. We know your house of spouse.
Yeah.
We know what's coming for you."
Yeah.
But
a lot of them.
There's not many places
not many
up
places,
there
and not many
that
people
are advertising
that
such
do
a facility.
compatibility readings, and that's what very required. Because remember, the most important decision of your life is who you choose as your life partner. Nothing and no one has a bigger influence on your life direction and outcome as the person that you choose to share it with. Come on, it's obvious that it has to be pointed out. So on that, you know what? You can, for people that want it, go to my website and you can book an appointment with me. My website, makemarriagegreatagain.net. Okay, if you want a reading. Okay,
and you'll do the reading?
I do the reading, not computer generated at all. And what I tell people, what I say and what I practice is I would only do the reading for the person requesting it. Okay, not together with their partner there asking me questions.
Because they might not like the answer.
They might not like the answer.
So it's not like it's cute and cuddly.
No, it may not.
A couple would go there for some form of entertainment and hold hands and go,
no.
"Oh, tell us all the good things about us."
Yeah. You don't want to hear the bad things.
You would just rip the crap out of them.
No, it's for the person that requests it to feel free to ask whatever questions they want, and that not have to upset their partner.
I see.
You see, because what's the point of paying, and they've gone to the effort of requesting a reading, but not get the full picture.
So what's this thing about the day tiger that you hear?
What do you mean?
Like people, you got to avoid them or whatever. like day tiger, because they can hunt and
okay. That's
they're
another day.
hunters
We are running out of time.
okay.
Okay.
Give us
we'll
a
keep
tease
that
tester.
to the next show. This is traditional beliefs as well. Day tiger and night tigers. Okay, day tigers are
Oh, they're the good ones.
more benign because
right.
remember tigers are hunters, and during the day,
They're sleeping through
no,
the day.
no, during the day, everyone can see them coming.
Right.
They're in the broad daylight. Whereas night tigers, under the cover of darkness, they've got the camouflage. They're better hunters, more effective hunters, more effective hunters.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's that. Now, reminder that you can to download your free copy of my book, Your Complete Partner: How to Choose the Right Partner for Love and Marriage for a Lifetime.
Stay away from the night tiger or something, is it?
I'll discuss that in a later show. So just head on to makemarriageGreatAgain.net to download your copy. Okay, and reminder to follow me on my Facebook pages. I have 2 Facebook pages, Make Marriage Great Again and Miss Dragonfly. Please follow both if you can, because I do post different things on the Facebook pages. And if there's a topic you'd like me to cover, then feel free to leave it there as well. And if I can, I certainly will cover it. And let me know what you think of the show by leaving your comments there as well. Okay? And yeah. And I guess that's the show. Thank you very much for coming in again, Bluey. Okay. Giving the men's perspective, though today's show was a little different. And in closing, what I'll say is I'm Miss Dragonfly, and this is the Relationship Whisperer. Let's make marriage great again by choosing partners with wisdom, not guesswork.
Oh, she's done it again.
Okay.